y'all, and welcome back to a very special episode of Black Mass Paranormal. In this video, we are going to be discussing amazing new information that we have gathered from the James Webb Telescope. So according to everybody on the internet, there is a giant object that is currently heading directly towards Earth. Now, the question is whether or not this is real or is this a rumor? So I want to point out a couple of things. Recently, we've started to get a lot of new information coming directly from the James Webb Telescope that has completely changed our perspective on how we view the not only creation of the universe, but the way that it's functioning. According to a man named John Brandenburg, the James Webb Telescope has discovered lights existing on a exoplanet. Now, what's fascinating here is also after the James Webb Telescope captured the new city lights on this exoplanet, it also captured something else, an object that is 30,000 times bigger than the Earth. So with the James Webb Telescope program, it's a publicly funded program. So any new discoveries that are said to happen any information that is gathered from the James Webb Telescope is supposed to have been reported to the public within 24 hours. Now, there are some restrictions to this in matters of national security. So because people are so fascinated with the functionality of the James Webb Telescope, they are pushing to prevent Congress or the United States government from covering it up. Right now, the United States government is taking the new information that is gathered by the James Webb Telescope that they don't want the public to know. They immediately mark it as a danger to national security, and it's not released. However, those scientists that are involved are excited about possible new discoveries. So they're leaking this information. So there's going to be a lot of information that is accurate, and there's a lot of information that's going to be made up from a podcast. Now, I'm not stating either one here, but what I am saying is recently the Pentagon, along with a Harvard professor, decided that there is a very good possibility that the James Webb Telescope missed the release of several probes from a mothership. This is truly documented. This we know is real. The Pentagon, along with some Harvard scientists, stated there's a good chance that the James Webb Telescope missed a mothership releasing several probes. We know for a fact that there is an object hurling towards Earth right now at over 1 million miles an hour. Now, we know this to be true because it's got a name. The name of this object is CYS J129. There has been some debate from the release from NASA and the general public to whether or not this object is either another galaxy or some sort of non-man-made object. Now, everybody is up in arms because this object is self-course correcting. It's missing some objects and coming back online, heading directly towards Earth. Now, there's a possibility that the James Webb Telescope actually captured this thing and they are hiding the images from us. There's one thing for sure that I do know. There's not very many scientists rushing out onto the internet to say that this object does not exist. and that NASA has named this object. Now, feel free to go look for yourself and research and try to determine if NASA is, in fact, telling you exactly what this is, or maybe they're trying to let you know about some massive object heading towards Earth, but not telling you exactly what it is. The Pentagon and these Harvard scientists have said on multiple occasions that there is a good possibility that we may not even see these objects because they're on a different frequency. If you've been following my channel for a while, you've heard me talk about different frequencies, and you can know for a fact that as soon as I heard them say that we might not be able to see them because they were on a different frequency, I was like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying for a long time. So once again, Brian is right, and I'm excited about it. So something else pretty fascinating happened over in the Big Apple area. In the state of New York, there was a passenger on a plane that photographed a large flying object right next to the plane. Now, this object is very cylindrical in size, and it's a relatively clear picture, but it's nothing in comparison to probably the best and clearest UFO footage that has ever been taken. And this was taken by a man named Jorge Artigua. I'll put the correct spelling of his name right here. I'm not going to sit here and put some sort of fake accent on it to try to make it sound right. I'm from East Tennessee. I'm going to butcher the name, and it drives me crazy when people are talking about something and it's in a different language and they put these big, huge accent marks over what they're trying to say. I think it's silly. But anyway, sorry. So the object that Jorge found, the pilot, he noticed that as they were flying around 12,500 feet. Now, Jorge claims that there is no way that this could have been any sort of balloon or like nylon, like weather balloon type situation, because of at the speed the aircraft was flying and the way that the object moved, it was not disrupted by the wake of the airplane flying through the sky. Now, this object here is one of the most fascinating images that you will ever see of a UAP or a UFO. Now, the big question is, are aliens real? Do they exist? What are they? I get this question a lot, and to be honest with you, I don't have a real definitive answer for you. My thinking is that these aliens from other planets, they could just simply be very similar to us, or they could be demonic in nature. Either way, we need to be very careful when we are discussing these objects and these creatures. Now, over the years, there has been footage and there has even been full on military operations defending the state of California against an alien ship that seemed to float over the California coast. Now, for those of you who don't know, that was called the Battle of Los Angeles. It's one of the most well-known alien encounters that has happened in the United States to date. So in February of 1942, one of the largest attacks between the United States military and a UAP off the coast of California in Los Angeles. Now, 3 months after the United States had entered World War II, one evening, the United States military began an assault on an unknown flying object just off the coast of California. Now, initially, the generals claimed that this was a barrage of Japanese airplanes flying into country to attack the United States. Now, immediately they jumped up, they began firing at this object in the sky. However, they were not successful because they didn't even know what they were firing at. Now, the United States has come up with a wide variety of different excuses to what happened on that night in February of 1942. However, 5 civilians died during the Battle of Los Angeles. To this day, the city of Los Angeles is plagued with different conspiracy theories, all kinds of different stories to what happened that night. And there's a huge misunderstanding between the United States citizens and what exactly went on with the United States government that day. The Battle of Los Angeles is one of the most interesting paranormal stories out there today. I would highly recommend you all looking into it further, or if you want to see me do a whole video on the Battle of Los Angeles, just let me know. I've been on the road a whole lot. I'm filming several different projects right now. I know that I'm running behind on getting actual content out, but what I'm doing is I'm really working hard on creating the best quality content that I can for you all while bringing in the awesome aspects of the paranormal without sacrificing any details. Obviously, in order to get some paranormal activity, you got to put in the work. So that means me traveling a whole lot, going back and forth from location to location, hoping to find some interesting pieces of paranormal activity that I can share with you all. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Definitely give this video a like. Let me know what you think about these crazy UFO situations happening not only in the United States, but all over the world. So, until next time.